on View the Right Thing. It's a gripping crime drama based on the true story of a New York City police officer who fights corruption within the force. Frank Serpico is an honest cop who becomes increasingly disillusioned by the widespread bribery, payoffs, and illegal activities he witnesses among his colleagues. As Serpico attempts to expose the corruption, he faces resistance and hostility from his fellow officers, making him an outcast in the department. Despite the personal risks, including threats to his life, Serpico's unwavering determination to uphold justice leads him to become a whistleblower to bring the corruption of his department into the light. Wes and Alexis open an investigation with their review of Serpico on View the Right Thing.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
Welcome back to another episode of View the Right Thing. I'm Wes.
I'm Alexis.
Yeah. You enjoying that still? How you doing, Alexis?
So good.
Yeah? I'm pretty good, too. Yeah. I mean, we've been hanging out.
We've been hanging out.
So that's not much. You can't get much better than that.
Oh, yes. I thought you were like, that's not much.
No. There's not much more that you could ask for. I was trying to.
I know, right? And I just got to eat one of my favorite foods. So.
Food?
Chicken
Chicken
wings.
wings. Not chicken wings.
Chicken wings. Chicken wings. Sorry, chicken wings. I am a sucker for chicken wings. You see it on the menu.
Yeah.
I see it on the menu and I'm like, I want to try it.
Yeah. Eat them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like bones. You had chicken wings with bones.
You got...
Tenders. I got naked tenders. They had no clothes on. Rated R.
Yum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Anything to report? Any great news? My allergies are still awful.
I feel you. I know. It would be great if the world would stop with this allergy stupidness.
No paid sponsorships over here. I'm just joking. I'm joking.
No. Yeah.
Oh, for the listeners, she was taking a drink of an ice cold Coca-Cola Zero. Sponsor us, Coca-Cola. That's never happening.
Could you imagine?
No, I can't.
There's this really great little podcast that's like a book club for movies.
Yeah, we really need to.
We need to broaden our audience.
Yeah, we need to hone in on a really narrow niche.
Yes.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Wilder things have happened.
Sure. Wilder things. Mm-hmm. Wilder hearts can't be broken. I guess.
Yep.
So let's get into trailers. Let's just do it. Let's talk about it.
Awesome.
What do we watch? Today?
The first trailer we watched is called You're Cordially Invited.
Yeah, and I was like, this is Alexis's kind of movie. This is her jam.
100%.
Yeah.
Yep.
I try to.
Stupid comedy.
Sometimes I'm looking for trailers for us, and I'm just like, whatever I can find, please, for the love of God. And other times I'm like, I can curate this a little bit. So.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And, you know, I torture you quite a bit with the horror stuff, and you know, every once in a while, just gotta throw you a bone.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm excited about this movie.
So it's Will Ferrell, Reese Witherspoon, and the girl, I can't remember how to say her name, so I'm not going to say it, but I love her. She's fantastic. She was
Who is it? Amber Midthunder?
No.
Oops.
Amber Midthunder was in that?
Wrong movie.
Oh, I was like, what? I do like Amber Midthunder.
She's in the other one.
She's in that. We'll get to that.
Geraldine.
No, that's the woman that you're. Oh yeah.
Viswanathan.
Okay.
Viswanathan.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say your name.
I'm so sorry.
If you're hearing, but on the plus side, you do amazing work. So, I'm a big fan of hers. But anyways, and it's about Will Ferrell's daughter gets engaged, and Reese Witherspoon's best friend gets engaged, and they plan and somehow double book the same venue on the same day.
Yes.
And it's like it's from the same people that did Neighbors. So it's got that vibe to it, where it's like two warring parties, trying to up the ante.
Yeah,
It's like, how can we escalate this? And there's an alligator in the trailer, so it's escalated. So
right.
It's all
how much more ridiculous can you get?
Yeah, it's all fun and games till an alligator is brought out. So how'd you feel about that?
I was very excited.
Yeah.
It also has Meredith Hagner, who is known for being in Bad Monkey and Palm Springs.
See Palm Springs.
And she's the girlfriend in Palm Springs. His girlfriend.
His girlfriend?
Blonde.
Oh, I don't remember her. The only one I remember is
her.
Christine Milioti.
She's his actual girlfriend.
Andy Samberg's girlfriend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't remember.
Oh my gosh. Misty. He's like, I'm Misty's boyfriend. That's Misty. That's fine.
I saw it once during COVID. And
Jeff and I have watched that movie so many times. There was actually one day where we watched it 3 times.
Alexis. I mean, I guess whatever gets you through the life.
Different every single time.
Okay.
It's just one of those movies that we like to watch. We'll just throw it on. Be like, oh.
It's pretty rare for me to watch something multiple times, let alone multiple times in a day. There have been some movies that I've watched multiple times in a day.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I have to show somebody. So.
I mean, I even got Jeff in Orchid Explosion by Fournier t-shirt, which is
in the movie, I'm assuming.
Yes, it's in the movie.
Sorry to be a party pooper on this. I just don't know. The movie was great. I really enjoyed it. I'm not poo-pooing the movie. I just don't remember it.
That's okay.
Which is funny because it's sort of about people who can't forget it because they keep living it over and over again.
Yeah.
So.
It is.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I like the girl that's in that a lot.
Christina
Milioti. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could take or leave Andy Samberg, but yeah.
And also the woman from Riverdale.
Camila Mendez.
Yes. Love her.
She's in something new, I think, that I was really excited about. Yeah. I don't know if it was fan casting or if she's actually cast. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it's like playing a character that's Masters of the Universe. She's playing Tila. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She'll be a good Tila.
Is that?
Put her in that outfit. What? I'm sorry.
Ooh, Alison Brie is in that too.
She's Evelyn.
She is.
Yeah.
And
Jared Leto. We don't.
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not a fan. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. The guy that's playing He-Man does not look like what I think he should look like, but who knows by the time they get to it.
You never know.
I have no idea who he is either, so never heard of him.
Nicholas Galitzine?
Yeah. Do you recognize him from anything?
Don't. Not at all.
Okay.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
He's done some maybe smaller things, or just things for
No, maybe he's unknown. Who knows? He just isn't what I expect.
Mary and George.
Don't know what that is.
It's that show. It's a TV show on Stars with Julianne Moore.
I know George.
She plays Queen Mary, and he plays King George.
Oh, I know George and Martha.
It's a very different. It's very, very different.
2 best friend hippos.
What?
They're 2 best friend hippos, right? George and Martha? Aren't they hippos?
George and Martha.
It's a cartoon.
The 2 characters from Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
No, but there's.
That is true.
No. You okay? Alexis got going. I'm gonna pull it so I can show you what they look like, George and Martha.
There are hippos?
Yeah. George, I think they're hippos, and Martha animated series.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
George and Martha. There's like books. And they're like two hippo best friends that live together. And it's lovely. It's like stories about friendship and love and whatnot. And they made a cartoon series that was on like HBO or something. It was great.
Interesting.
I think Nathan Lane was George. And I can't remember who played Martha. Now I gotta look that up.
Wow.
We don't have our helper with us this week.
Miss her.
George and Martha. Oh,
Oh, you're right.
Andrea Martin.
Yeah.
Nathan Lane and Andrea Martin.
Wow.
Yeah. Pretty great little cartoon. Check it out.
Cute.
Just keep taking it.
Oh,
I like this.
Oh, wow, that's from like 99.
Yeah, you know.
That was a little while ago.
Yeah, a bit ago.
Just a bit. Anyway, I really want to see You're Cordially Invited.
Yeah, I would watch it. There's part of me that was like, I hate this. And that's only because I hate the concept of like somebody's wedding being ruined. Like, it just makes me really fucking sad. And I know it's like played for comedy, but it still makes me sad. It's like, ruin some other event. We're in a birthday party or a graduation or whatever, but I don't know. The wedding just makes me sad because you only get like one. You spend a lot of money on it, and you only get one shot at it. I mean, sort of. Typically, a lot of people only get one shot at it.
Married.
Yeah, but you only get one shot at that one. You know, like that's it. I mean, you can do like 10-year or 50-year or whatever, like get remarried, but like that one first time, you only get one shot, and that makes me sad to all the stuff being ruined and
yeah, that does suck.
the cake's always getting knocked over in those movies.
Yeah,
and
what is that? Why the cake? That's the thing that people say. Like people save the top of the cake.
Yeah, that's why. It's because they know we have an affection for the cake that's important to us. So they always got to ruin it.
It's got a soft spot in our heart. Did you guys save the top of your cake?
Yes.
It was a long time.
I can't remember what happened to it. We didn't eat it.
You didn't?
No, I think something happened to it.
Oh no.
Freezer broke or something.
Stupid freezers.
Nah, whatever.
Come on.
I remember the cake was good, but I don't remember what it was like. I don't know what was in it. I don't remember.
Really?
I just remember it was good. Alexis. It was so tiring and exhausting, and like it was so we were living in Louisiana and then went back to Seattle for the wedding. It was the 4th of July. It was in an art studio that we had to like set up all the chairs and tables and things ourselves. And then, had to like coordinate the groomsmen, be like, hey, you guys got to get this stuff taken down. And like, because as soon as this is over, we're out of here. So, people still like partied, but we left and, went to the airport to fly to Disneyland and for our honeymoon. And yeah, it was just really stressful. And I remember like we got little massages at the airport and stuff. And I bumped up our tickets to first class last minute there. And we got in and sat down in first class, and there was a problem with the plane. And we were like 2 hours late leaving. Or at least we were sitting in first class. Yeah. But Des slept the entire time. She did not experience first class. She was out the entire time. And by the time we left during the day, and by the time we got to Anaheim and checked into our hotel, it was the next day. It was July 5th. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was. When we got to LA, they like parked us. Sometimes they park the plane way out on the tarmac. You have to get like on a bus. So it was last.
I've never got on a bus.
Yeah, they put you on a little bus, and then they drive you to the terminal.
Wow.
Yeah, it was not great. But yeah. Anyways, what was that? Oh yeah. So anyways, I don't remember much. It was so stressful and tiring.
Yeah. That sounds like a whirlwind.
Oh.
Get married. Get the hell out of there. Get to the airport.
Yeah, we're ready to have fun now. Yeah.
No, but you got to experience first class.
Yes, and we did like a full week at Disney. Yeah, so it was like super chill. If we didn't ride something, we ride something the next day. It's just like whatever. It was good. Yeah.
That sounds so nice.
We did the zoo one day, San Diego Zoo. We went down to San Diego.
Oh.
We did a little tour, little bus tour. We did Universal.
I've never been to Universal.
Oh, we should go sometime. That's close. We don't need Jeff for that.
It'd be nice for him
Yeah.
to join us, but we...
I mean, look, I'm not holding out hope.
What?
with how long it's taken to,
You know.
go to the obvious place with him. You know,
It'll happen.
I would love for him to join us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have to go without him.
That's okay.
Or at least threaten to go without him.
To Disneyland or Universal?
Wherever. Anywhere. I'll tell him that we're going to go swimming after Universal. Then he'll show up. He loves the pool.
He does love the pool.
He loves the pool so much. What was the other movie
The second trailer that we watched was Novocaine.
Novocaine with Jack Quaid, who I love. I love Jack Quaid. He's great.
He's great. He's on that violent show.
Yeah.
The Boys?
The Boys. Yeah. I was like, The Heroes? No. That's not right. No. Who else was in this trailer? Yeah, that one person. Was this the one that your friend was in? Or the person you know was in?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Betty?
We went to school together. Betty Gabriel.
Oh.
She's in it. Amber Midthunder.
Amber Midthunder.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's great.
Matt Walsh.
I like Matt Walsh.
Bachelon.
Yeah, from Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
And that awful tarot movie, but,
Tarot?
Yeah, he was in a movie about tarot cards.
Oh.
It was like a teen killer, kill the teen movie. Dead teenager movie. That's what Roger Ebert would call them. Dead teenager movies.
Dead teenager movie.
Yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, I'd rather have a bad thing like that than no thing like that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was such an interesting premise. This guy can't feel any pain.
Yeah, really cool. It sucks for people that live with that. Sometimes,
That's the thing.
Yeah, sometimes people who can't feel pain have a really short life expectancy. Because they don't learn like what the warning signs are. Like they don't have people to teach them like stay away from this kind of thing, or these are the things you got to look for. And so they end up, putting themselves in harm's way.
Yeah.
At least that's what I understand. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know for sure. I know, shocking, right? With all that medical advice I've given you.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I know, I'm shocked.
Yeah.
It works so well.
Yeah.
Yeah, this looks like a fun... It looks like a fun movie.
So if I remember right, the girl he falls for, he has a hot date with, and then she gets kidnapped in a hostage situation because she works at maybe a bank or something, and he decides he's going to get her back. And there was some fun, creative, like sort of kills and fight scenes because of the whole idea that he can't feel pain. It's like sort of like Crank, but instead of like adrenaline, he can't feel pain. It's almost the opposite in some ways. And he's not Jason Statham. He's like lanky Jack Quaid.
Very different.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how you were like, oh, I picked this first one for you, but this one's for me. I get down with it.
No, it's not like you don't.
I know.
It's not like you dislike the movies I like most of the time.
We do have different
Sure.
tastes.
Yeah, I yell at you, call you crazy, and I throw you out of the house. That happened.
No. Those are fun.
Yeah.
Fun times. And I think this one comes out on Friday.
Oh.
March 14th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
So
good catch.
We can see it really soon.
Yay.
The previews that we watched, the trailers, I'm sorry, are very different from the movie that we watched today.
Yeah, what was that?
We watched Serpico.
Serpico. I'd never seen it.
I had never heard of it. So I clearly had not seen it.
Yeah.
This is about an honest New York cop named Frank Serpico who blows the whistle on rampant corruption in the police force, only to have his comrades turn against him.
Mm-hmm.
And boy, if that ain't just fucking true.
Yeah, this movie, if there ever was an ACAB movie, this is it, right? Like almost every cop is bad in the film. And even the good ones are helpless, which I think is like, goes to the heart of the ACAB thing, which is, all cops are bastardized. Which is important to
bastardized.
Yes.
I always thought it was just bastards.
No, I think there's a lot of people that think that, but it's supposed to be all cops are bastardized. The idea being that there are plenty of good cops out there, but the system works in a way that they can't help but be part of the problem. So it's not that they're bad cops, it's that the system's broken.
The system is broken.
So
yeah.
And this is a great example of that, because there's some good cops that, like Serpico, for example. The true story.
Yes.
Also did not know that. So
right.
I'm glad we knew that it was a true story going in.
Yeah.
It's two true stories back to back. We did Aaron Brockovich last week, and now we have this one. Are
there any more true stories in there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was like Warner movies. So, did you enjoy this movie?
I did.
I did too. I was really tired, so the pace was a little hard, but I did really enjoy it. And I didn't think the pacing was bad. I just personally was struggling a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well. What's the movie about? Oh wait, you already read that.
I did.
See? Tired.
But it's also very artistic.
Yeah, it's Sidney Lumet.
Yeah.
Brilliant director.
Whomever was the cinematographer. Like those shots.
Yeah.
Let me find out.
Yeah.
Who could that be?
It was a lot of really nice use of foggers, like smoke machines, lighting placed in really great places. And even like in the firing range, I thought the lighting was really interesting, especially the last time he goes into the firing range, and it's like he's basically firing in the dark. It's like really cool. Not practical, really cool. You were looking up the cinematographer.
I don't know anything else he's done, but his name was Arthur J. Ornitz.
Rattle off a few things that he's known for, cinematographer wise.
Well, IMDb.
Just Serpico.
Death Wish.
Okay, Death Wish. That's Charles Bronson.
Hanky Panky.
Okay, don't know.
With Gene Wilder and Gilda Radner. Aww. And not much else. The Chosen.
No, The
Hard
Chosen.
Hat and Legs. Yeah.
Hard Hat and Legs.
Yes, he passed away the day before my first birthday.
Oh, so yeah,
he's been gone a while.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I agree. The cinematography was really great.
Yeah.
I thought the music was good.
Some of it was weird.
Yeah. Oh, you totally. Especially at the very beginning, they're like, it's like chaos rushing him into the hospital and like cutting his clothes off and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's.
It seemed like
it was like weird ballady. I don't know. Yeah. There was singing. There was like dialogue in the music, and not dialogue, but verses.
Yes.
It wasn't spoken word. Sorry, I said the wrong thing. But yeah, the music was weird at times, but I did like the music.
Yeah.
Very New Yorky. The movie's very, very New Yorky.
Yes.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting.
It was. The first thing I wrote was the film editor was a woman.
Oh yeah.
And that was exciting. I mean, not like this is super old, but this was 1973.
Well, I mean, that's like Jaws was edited by a woman.
Really?
I mean, yeah.
Edited by a woman named Dee Dee Allen.
Dee Dee Allen.
Dog Day Afternoon. Uh-oh.
Also, there's a connection to Dog Day Afternoon in this film.
Is there?
Besides Al Pacino.
Oh. She also edited one of my least favorite films of all time that we watched together, Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Sandpiper. I liked. Is Bonnie and Clyde that far on your list of?
Like it.
Wow.
I don't think it was not my jam. But it's not her fault. She just edited it. She didn't. She also edited John Q.
With Denzel? Okay.
I'm sorry, Denzel.
Denzel.
I recently learned that it's not Denzel, it's
Yeah.
Denzel.
Yeah.
So I'm working on remembering.
I was going to say another really famous woman editor, Verna Fields, Jaws, American Graffiti, Paper Moon, What's Up, Doc? I mean, just like tons of like really, really great stuff. So, I don't think it was that uncommon in the 70s.
Okay. I mean, it just still even feels like it's a male-dominated field.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. I think that's probably right.
Yeah. So.
Oh,
yes.
Sorry. Thelma Schoonmaker, also an editor, woman who did like The Departed and stuff. She's won Academy Awards. So, Departed, Killers of the Flower Moon, Irishman, Raging Bull, all those Scorsese movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So going all the way back to the 70s.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Real quick, I do want to just at the top of before we get into the movie itself.
Yes.
So this movie is included on the American Film Institute's list of. It was in the 400 nominated movies for the top 100 most heart-pounding American movies. It was also nominated for Best Screenplay and Best Actor.
Wow.
And when once Al Pacino had decided to make this movie, he had Frank Serpico, the real Frank Serpico, come and stay with him at his house. And supposedly Pacino asked him, like, why did you do it? And Serpico replied, I don't know. I guess I'd have to say it would be because I didn't. If I didn't, who would I be when I listened to a piece of music? Which is interesting because him listening to music is like this like meditative, like inward, like contemplation thing for him.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of like a really interesting poetic view of morality, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people say, you know, how could I answer myself when I try to go to sleep at night or whatever, you know, how can I sleep at night?
Right.
So that's, I don't know, an interesting way to say that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry. I cut you off before you started your notes, but
okay. And just to like jump in on that, what he said, it really reminds me of what I said I think I said it in the last episode, that it's really hard to stomach that everyone in the world is not inherently good.
Mm-hmm.
And like watching him deal with that was really beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I also sort of wondered, well, maybe we'll get into this a little bit. I'll save that for, see, I have a feeling you'll have some notes. So.
Right off the bat, very interesting camera angles that added to the drama.
Yeah.
When I wrote this when he was in the car.
Yeah,
at the beginning.
Yeah. Yes.
So it was just so moving. But also I'm realizing at the beginning of the movie there's rain. And it's raining when they rush him to the hospital. But
it is?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Because the car, I remember the wipers.
Oh, I do remember hearing the wipers, yeah.
And when he gets shot,
it's not raining.
It's not raining.
Maybe by the time they get to the hospital, I don't know.
I guess weather can just pop up, can't it?
Yeah, it happens.
It does.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
Right. But the long shot from the car to his room, that was all one shot.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it's great.
You know?
Yeah. But him in the car right at the beginning also really struck me as well.
Yeah. Just
that really tight shot of him. Mm-hmm. And you can't really tell, like, you see blood and you don't really know what's going on.
Yeah.
And so even sort of seeing the aftermath of it when it happens later at the end of the film, when they catches back up, it's very shocking.
It is.
Yeah.
Especially, I mean, so much of it is shocking. Like the way, why it happens.
Yeah.
There, when he was going through his training, being a cop, when he's like sworn in, I guess.
Yeah.
The man talks about the 4 pillars of what a police officer needs: integrity, honesty, courage, and compassion.
Yeah.
Which, oh my gosh, it's just like Aaron Brockovich. They say
yeah.
what he is.
Yeah. And all the things he's going to be tested, you
Yes.
know? Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
I'm gonna bring it up now because
Okay.
could you repeat those?
Integrity, honesty, courage, and compassion.
Yeah, so I would argue that those are all things he encapsulates as a police officer,
Yeah.
but not as a boyfriend.
Fair.
Like,
True.
but like specifically, he doesn't do those things.
Yeah. He doesn't.
And so I was going to. That's what I was going to bring up a minute ago. I was like, oh, wave your nose. That there's I think an interesting juxtaposition between who he is as a police officer and this code that he has, and sort of like the balance of like abandoning that with his personal relationships at home.
Yeah. He took his stress out on his girlfriends.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the second girlfriend even mentions it.
Yeah.
She's like, why are you taking it out on me? She didn't do anything wrong.
No.
Yeah, that is a problem.
He did have, I think the real Frank Serpico. So Leslie and Lori are the girlfriends. He did marry both of those women, and he married two more women named Mary Ann and Marianne. So, yeah, interesting. But he did marry those girls.
Wow.
Yeah. Not at the same time, I don't think.
I hope not. No. Well, that one, the first girlfriend was like, I have that down in my notes a little bit. We'll get to it when we get to it.
Yeah. So did you notice, like, so they go flashback and he's like all clean shaven.
Uh-huh.
Do you notice anything about his hair and his facial hair throughout the film?
It slowly gets, like, covers more and more of his face.
And his hair gets longer throughout.
Yes.
So it's always progressively more, right?
Yes.
They shot the movie in reverse order.
That's so clever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because then he would just have to trim it.
Yep.
They wouldn't have to wait for his hair to grow out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. There's another movie that I really like with Christian Bale called Rescue Dawn, and it's a true story about a fighter pilot who gets shot down over Vietnam, I believe, and he becomes a prisoner of war.
Oh.
And it's him in this camp, and he becomes like skin and bones, like super skinny. Like if you've seen The Machinist, you've seen how skinny Christian Bale gets. It's like that, which is crazy because he did. I think he did The Machinist, then he like bulked up for Batman, and then he lost all the weight for this, and then he bulked back up for Batman again.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Very dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure he, under supervision, but one of the things they did for Rescue Dawn is they shot it chronologically backwards.
Uh-huh.
So what he did is he lost all the weight because it's so much easier to gain weight. So they'd shoot the end scenes first, and then he would slowly start to gain weight, and they would shoot until he was at normal weight, and shoot the beginning of the movie.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Commitment.
Right? It reminds me of that.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke is also kind of reminds me of, just like Boyhood, just that commitment to like 12 years of shooting something is like actors just really being in their craft is really impressive. So
yeah. I was excited to see a young Judd Hirsch.
Yeah, I missed him.
You see, like,
I knew he was
that much of his, like, the side and back of his face, but I heard his voice.
Yeah.
I was like, is that Judd Hirsch? IMDb, tell me. Yes, it was only his second film.
I read that he was in it, but I didn't catch him.
Yeah. He was at the hospital.
Gotcha. Was he a doctor or a cop?
A cop. He was a detective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
His Serpico's first day at the precinct, they like randomly throw on this Italian music, which maybe it sets the tone of where in New York. I don't even recall where in New York they were.
Yeah, and I think there was this this sort of like idea that the mob was so connected and interwoven into the police department.
It did have some accordion
yeah.
sound to it.
So I think it's sort of supposed to be a just like a subtle hint to the audience.
I see.
Yeah.
Clever.
Yeah. Did you notice that a lot of these actors were people that had never been on screen before, or were practically unknown? Even Al Pacino at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, he'd done The Godfather, but
had he done The Godfather? When was The Godfather?
Yeah, Godfather was before this. Yeah.
Was it in the 60s?
No, what year was this?
73.
Yeah, so Godfather was 1970. God. There. 1972.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I wanted to say 72, but then I was like, is it 71?
Yeah.
Is it 70? Yeah.
I mean, it very well could have been filmed in 70.
Yeah.
It didn't come out.
Right.
Wow.
But what I was going to say was, so there are, do you want to guess how many speaking roles there are in this film?
There are quite a few.
Yeah, more than the average movie.
Yeah, because even the uncredited, there were a bunch of uncredited actors who had speaking roles.
Yeah.
I'm going to say like 50.
107. So they wanted this to, because they were telling a true story, they wanted it to feel, realistic. So they cast all people who were relatively unknown. Like, again, even Al Pacino was like sort of just barely, a thing.
Yeah.
And I think this movie is the one that like following The Godfather with this was like huge for him. And it really just like pushed him into the public. Wow. Yeah. So a lot of unknown people.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
His very first, I don't know if I would call it case, but he's on the beat. He's driving around with his partner who is doing nothing.
Yeah, sleeping.
Napping.
Yeah.
And he hears about a potential rape in progress. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he took it, like, shows his character.
Yeah, that morality, like, this is important and we need to protect people. I take this job seriously. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that poor woman. And, they managed to catch one of the guys right away. And I was like, yes. But the fact, like, while they weren't overly gentle with her at the precinct, they still believed her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is incredible. Because even women who are not caught, but like it's in the act, they see it happening, they often blame her. Yeah. And this didn't happen, which I really was relieved.
Probably helps that Serpico's
a good person
and witnessed what was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was a white guy. Yeah.
Yeah. I wrote he had to get those two other men that were involved in the rape. And these other cops end up just messing with him and reading the law at him.
Oh, yeah. Take the case from him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, it was outside of his jurisdiction. But God forbid someone's a good person and they want to... Yeah. Like, he joined the force because he thought that he could do good for the world.
Yeah, and they might not have been telling the truth about it being out of his jurisdiction and stuff, so...
Because he was a newbie.
Yeah. I mean, they may have just been messing with him and just so that way they could take the collar from him.
Yeah. There was a fair amount of ADR in this. A lot of his lines were ADR, and his mama, when she was speaking Italian to him at that first thing, that was all overdubbed because what she was saying wasn't correct.
Oh, right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, right.
It was like watching her mouth. I'm like, that's not what she's saying.
Yeah.
But no, Italian can be difficult.
Sure.
Yeah.
So Pacino's basically a method actor, right?
Yeah.
So, but he does a thing that's maybe a little bit different rather than just like being that character all the time. He's that character that day, and he bases his like how he interacts with people based off of what mood his character will be in for the scenes. for that day. So if his character has to be upset, he's upset all day. If the character's happy, then he's happy all day. So he would occasionally go on patrol on his own in neighborhoods, in like dangerous neighborhoods, and he pulled over a truck driver and threatened to arrest him for exhaust pollution. So, yeah, Alexis's face. I hope you guys are watching the video version of this.
Wow.
Yeah.
I have so many feelings about method acting.
Yeah.
Because you know what? If you're angry on a day, you're not angry for the whole day.
Yeah.
Your mood changes.
Yeah.
And I understand, sometimes you're only filming one scene.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to have somewhere to go.
Yeah.
It bothers me. It bothers me.
I like that you mentioned only filming one scene. So, Sidney Lumet was like crazy detailed. And what's to you as an actor setups?
Yeah.
How many setups do you think is a lot in a day for you as an actor?
10.
Yeah. So he was so like organized and he wanted to keep people motivated. He would do upwards of 35 setups a day. And add to the fact that there are 104 different locations in every borough of New York City except for Staten Island. And he would shoot like really, really simple things in one area, and then he would go across the city to shoot more stuff. So he's just like all over the place. Really crazy and interesting. But it was a different era.
And I bet this was before the SAG-AFTRA, I call it law, but the SAG-AFTRA rule that you can't work so many hours in a day, and if it goes overtime, there's like time and a half.
Yeah.
And from ending filming in one day, you have to wait at least 12 hours before beginning.
12-hour turnaround. Yeah, I doubt that the 12-hour turnaround thing. I don't know, but I would not be surprised if they got this done in within 8 to 10 hours a day. I would not be surprised. It was a different era.
Yeah.
They were like, again, he was like super, super prepared, and his crew would have been that way.
Yeah.
Traffic would have been a lot easier to navigate back then than it is now.
Yeah.
I suspect, they also had support from the police department, and that made them really nervous, right?
Yeah.
And then as soon as the police officers that were assigned to the set saw how they were treating this, they were like super cool with it and actually helped advise the film.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah. Cause they were like, oh, this is a real thing. This isn't just like some dramatized, like make us look bad hit job thing.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous when you said that the police were involved.
Yeah.
I now want to read My Life by Isadora Duncan.
Okay.
Because he was reading it.
Yeah.
And he was such like he seemed like a no-nonsense dude.
Yeah.
Like, he was open to whatever.
He was thoughtful and again, like I said earlier, he's kind of meditative. Yeah, he was intelligent. He was a really intelligent guy.
Yeah. Even though he called himself a dumb cop.
Yeah.
But
because that's what everybody treated him as.
Immediately after him talking about reading the book My Life by Isadora Duncan and then doing a fouette and a little dance down the hallway, because the lights were off in the bathroom, some cop comes in and talks about him sucking someone's cock.
Yeah. Oh, that's aggressive talk for our podcast.
That was verbatim.
I know. I'm just saying. I think that's the first time those words have been uttered on the podcast. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We swear, but that's aggressive. Yeah. So a couple things. There was, I think, a really strong anti or homophobic, but an anti-LGBT LGBT. Yeah. I mean, it's like I'm trying to like figure out like how much of that applies to this era. Like,
right, it probably would have just been LGBT.
and T, probably
There was
T
T.
as well. Yeah,
Okay.
there's T for sure. But so there's a really really strong like anti-sentiment, especially in like cities like New York, where and this was also an era of like, you know, lots of porno theaters and you know a lot of street crime per se. You know, not necessarily just like big crime, but like specifically small street crime. And so,
Oh, this was when it was still illegal to be gay, right? Like you could get arrested for
I don't know.
lewd acts.
I don't know in New York. But anyways, there. So I think there was like sort of like, I mean, they dropped the F bomb in the movie at one point. Yeah.
Right. I did not like that.
And so, yeah. And so I think, the idea that a bathroom being a meetup place, one is a thing, and two that like it is a little bit weird that two guys are in a bathroom with the lights off. Like that is a little like I don't care. Like if they are, you know, engaging in sexual acts, like I don't care. But I could see how that conclusion could be drawn. But the interesting thing I thought with that scene was that he already knew why they were in there and that it wasn't for gay related activities, because he said, "Oh, you're gonna try and tell me it's just a peeping Tom thing." It's like, okay, that means he already knew this is a spot for peeping Toms.
Yeah.
So he was looking for an excuse to A, be homophobic, and B, give this guy a hard time.
What a dick.
He was looking for a fight.
I hate people like that.
Yeah. Yeah. What else you got? I don't have many more.
He goes by Paco. Why Paco?
So Paco is short for Francisco.
What?
Yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing.
I am dumbfounded.
Maybe it's a sort of a differentiation. I mean, they call him Frank in the movie also.
And Francis.
But I think like Frank tends to be short for Francis, and people sort of assume that. And I think Francisco, I know he's Italian, but it's got kind of a Latinx kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
And so I think Paco is sort of how you differentiate between Francisco and Francis.
Okay.
It is a thing.
All right.
Today we
just
learned
something new. I just enjoyed that there was a Captain Tolkien.
Yeah.
And there was a moment where I thought, oh, he gets what Serpico is doing to go undercover.
Yeah.
Like, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Everyone else was giving him shit because he had a mustache and looked weird.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And I sort of wonder now, having seen the whole thing, if he was like, cool, now I have another guy to collect for me. Rather than, yeah.
The moment that they're like, oh, we're going to pass out these marijuana cigarettes to sample.
Amazing.
I was like, you got to be kidding me. And they're like, it's commonly known as reefer or stick or roach or joint. Stick? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
When did you notice what Frank does like immediately with it? He immediately puts it in his mouth, like the whole thing. He does the whole like wetting the paper. I don't really know what. I don't do drugs. But yeah, he does. Basically, they show us immediately that he's no stranger to marijuana.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, when he was at that party with his first girlfriend.
Yeah, well, that was after that, though, wasn't it?
I I don't know.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But at that party, I guess they hadn't established that he just kind of seemed like that kind of dude.
Yeah, but I mean, amongst the police officers, he's like straight laced, right? He's like the good boy.
Right. This is true.
And that's where he makes his friend, too, right? Isn't that his buddy that he's buddies with for the entire film that like ends up working for the mayor's office? He's sitting next to him, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's where he meets him, and then they go out and they're high and like hitting the vending machines,
right?
In the subway station.
That's right.
Yeah.
That first girlfriend, they're in the bathtub, and she just goes, "I got something to tell you. I'm gonna marry this guy in Texas in 2 months if you don't marry me."
It's the 70s, free love, baby.
Right. That's just so.
What an ultimatum.
Why are you waiting until you're naked in the bathtub?
Well, she specifically says, "I feel like this is a good time."
Oh.
Yeah, both women do that to him. Like the other girl, specifically has him meet her in a public place. Like I felt like this was a good way to do this.
Huh.
Yeah,
because he does have a temper.
He has a temper, and I don't know. He doesn't think the way other people do.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
the random envelope with $300 in it.
Yeah.
That he received.
Yes, it was his payment.
That was his payment for
being one of the undercover cops. Like they're all like in a pool in a pot together, and that's their way of like getting him in with them. Like now you're a co-conspirator now.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like, where did this money come from?
Yeah.
It was clearly a lot of money back then. By the way that one cop looked at the amount, he was like his eyes fell out of his face.
Yeah, $300 is a lot of money in that era.
Yeah.
That's why when he takes it to his friend's like, "You shouldn't have taken this." And when they talk to the higher up's like, "Here's one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to go down for this or blah blah blah." Mm-hmm. And that's because he walked away with the money. Basically, he accepted the bribe.
Yeah.
So
dumb. It was interesting that he recorded all of the calls to his home.
Yeah.
I guess that's legal in New York.
Well, I mean,
it's not legal here.
Not here, not now. But although it is, so it isn't.
Not without letting the other person know.
Not true. If you think that a crime is being committed and you can prove that over the phone, then you can get evidence of that crime over the phone without letting the person know.
Okay. But you can't just record a conversation that you're having with someone.
You're not supposed to, but again, I don't know exactly the verbiage. Okay. I don't know if you can record it and you can't keep it. Or if you just can't record it at all. But if you are in the process of capturing a crime being committed on the phone, somebody trying to arrange a hit against their spouse or trying to extort money, a hate crime or whatever, you can in the state of California record somebody for those purposes.
Interesting.
And it's admissible.
Wow. Yep. I just learned another new thing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wes.
But New York, I don't know what the rules are in New York now. I certainly don't know what they were in 1970. Yeah. So.
How do you not know?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm really sorry.
Someone says, "Who can trust a cop if you don't take the money?" And I wrote, "That's really fucked up."
Mm-hmm.
You can't trust a cop because they're dirty. You can't trust a clean cop because it must mean they're dirty.
Well, they can't trust a clean cop. Because to them, dirty is snitching. You're a clean cop and you'll tell on us.
Oh, and then I wrote, Frank is just. That's why he's so unlike the other cops.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's, go back to the guy that they catch for raping the woman. Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Look, I'm going to take you a coffee and have a conversation with you. I didn't rough you up like the other guys did. Give me a shot. Give me a chance here." So.
Yeah. And I imagine that's how he found where the other...
100%, yeah. Absolutely.
I wrote down again the shadows on people's faces and the angles.
Mm-hmm.
It's very captivating.
Yeah, I agree.
The use of shadows. That second girlfriend, she's laying in the bed, her face is entirely in dark, and she lifts her head up and it's in the light.
Yeah. Sigh.
It's beautiful. They're going to the mayor regarding the cops getting paid under the table, but the mayor isn't going to do shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It makes me mad.
Yeah.
I wrote, this movie makes me angry with the police.
Yeah.
And they kept referencing this whole deal as the biggest thing since the Harry Gross case.
Yeah.
Do we know anything about the Harry Gross case?
No, not really. I can kind of look it up.
Okay.
Case. You're going to give me another note.
It was about the commissioner. I was like, he must be in on this shit, the prick. I was very angry with all the people who weren't doing what they said they would do, and then they're just being bad humans.
Yeah.
Essentially. The fact that he'd waited a year and a half to get a meeting with the commissioner, and he finally meets the commissioner, and he's like, oh yeah, that guy mentioned something a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
It's just maddening. I don't understand why. I just don't understand why people aren't inherently good.
Yeah.
That's just shitty.
So Harry Gross was a bookie connected to the mob that the police were sort of like in cahoots with, and they like let a lot of things go, and it was like high ranking people all the way down to the patrolman. So,
oh wow!
So it was like a big deal.
Wow! So it just like all kept happening again.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, I wrote, this Bronx guy seems promising. The chief.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's like, who do you want to be your partner? And he's like, who wants to be my partner?
Yeah.
And then he joins him, which is so weird. I guess I didn't realize that we're going to call him the chief of police, could do that.
Yeah. Well, he was the chief inspector. So I think he was like the head of their department, and they would answer to the chief of police.
Oh, okay.
I think. I'm not an expert on New York law, so
yeah.
But I think that was the deal. I think he was like, he's probably still went on cases as a detective, but he wasn't the top guy in the precinct or anything.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
Yeah.
He really was. That was.
He seemed really familiar to me too. I couldn't quite place it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
He maybe just reminded me of somebody else. We did skip over him listening to opera in the garden. I wanted to talk about that.
Go ahead.
So he listens to a song from an opera called Tosca. But one of the things with that opera is that it deals with corruption and abuse of power.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Before we got too far. Yeah. Anyways, carry on.
I just wrote F. Murray Abraham.
Yeah, F. Murray Abraham. I was like, I looked over you. I was like, is that F. Murray Abraham? And you're like, I think so.
Yeah. Also uncredited.
Yeah.
It was very early in his career as well.
Yeah, I've never seen him that young. I think maybe the youngest I'd seen him was Amadeus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure most of us.
Or that I remember him.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, maybe I've seen him in other stuff, but.
Yeah. Now I'm getting to the juice. What started this film?
Yeah, my last note is for the last scene, so
okay.
So we just go through your notes.
He gets shot in the face.
Unbelievable.
And they just left him there.
Yeah.
He was trying to get in the door. Those assholes just stood by and watched.
Yeah.
Supposed to be his, I guess, partners.
One of the people told him that, like one of the cops that sort of like warned him at the firing range was like, they're going to send you in first, and one of these days, like, you're going to go in first in the wrong door.
Yeah.
And that's what happens.
That is exactly what happened. It just, it's like they don't do a damn thing. And he has to get shot in the face for a gold shield.
Yeah.
And I wrote, fuck the shield.
Yeah, right.
And then he essentially was
He's like, fuck the shield.
What do I need? I don't need this.
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
For what? Because I got shot?
Yeah, that's true. He quits.
Yes. And good for him.
Yeah.
I would have too. And I said, good. He gets to speak his piece to the news.
Yeah.
Was that... I wasn't really sure what that was. I've never seen such a...
What do you mean?
A setup. When he's talking into all of the microphones and there's all the people sitting in the audience.
Oh, yeah.
All the pictures of the people above.
Yeah, I'm not... No.
Maybe it was a press...
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like a press thing or if it was like... Maybe it was like part of a grand jury panel or something.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm glad that he finally got to. It's unfortunate that those things had to occur in order for him to finally say what he needed to say.
Yeah.
Did you learn anything about like how accurate this film was?
I did not.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
It's wild. And he was only on the force for 5 years.
Yeah, I think he would go to set to try to like oversee things, and they eventually like kicked him out, like offset. They wouldn't let him come back because they were like, "Hey, Serpico, Frank Serpico."
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how accurate it is. I'm guessing it's very dramatized.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't show him get married to either of those girls.
Right.
So.
But they do mention that after he left the force, he went to
Sweden or something,
Switzerland?
right? Switzerland, yeah.
Yeah.
And which he did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for a long time.
I would too. I'd be like, I need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
So the Dog Day Afternoon connection is the very last shot of the movie. So the last shot of this movie is Frank sitting with his luggage in front of an ocean liner, and the ocean liner is the SS France. I don't know if you saw it said France on the...
Yeah.
It wasn't going to France, but it's the SS France. So that's the last scene of this film.
Correct.
The first scene of Dog Day Afternoon, I'm just going to look up the year real quick,
Sure.
1975.
Okay.
So a couple years later. The first scene also features the SS France in the shot. So the final scene of this and the first scene of Dog Day Afternoon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which Dog Day Afternoon is in our bucket.
Is it?
It is.
Is that based off of a true story?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know it. I've never seen it.
It's about a bank holdup, I believe.
Oh.
Like a hostage thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also featuring a gay storyline in the 1970s.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's pretty progressive for 1975.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We'll have to see it.
Yeah, eventually when it gets pulled. Speaking of, do you want to pull a movie?
Sure.
Out of the back? I mean, I don't have anything. Oh, would you recommend this movie to people?
I would recommend.
I would too.
Yeah.
Not children.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Highly inappropriate for children.
Yeah, I think it was
Maybe like 14 and up.
Yeah, I don't know how many.
Schoolers.
I don't really know how many young people would sit through this, but yeah, I thought it was very good.
Yeah, agreed. And it's cinematically stunning.
Yeah,
I would say.
Yeah,
you know, like I'm surprised that I never. Oh, never mind. I was like, why didn't we ever watch this in film study in high school? Because it's way inappropriate.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed it.
All right, what you got? What you
Should we
got?
do it?
Yeah, what you got in there? Not 3 hours. Not 3 hours. Not 3 hours. I just need a short one. Oh, it's a 3 hour one. Is it Gone with the Wind? Oh, are you just really excited? You keep pulling stuff you're really excited about. You're cheating.
I'm not. I really.
She's looking in the bucket, you guys.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Lovely. That's great.
Yeah.
Another.
We're gonna have a great time.
Yeah, yeah, it's great.
Before we go,
Another true story.
Another true. You got me for like a millisecond.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
There's some good like trivia on that though, so I'm excited for.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, I was gonna say before we go.
Yeah.
Let's remind all the people.
Yeah, you're really good at doing this at the end. We should try to do this at the beginning.
We should.
I'm bad at it altogether. I'll just not do it at all. But go ahead, Alexis. You're the
Remember
best.
To follow us on all of our different social platforms. There's Instagram. There's TikTok. There's kind of Threads. We're not on Twitter anymore.
No, we don't do Twitter. I don't even look. I mean, we are there, but I don't do anything
We don't
with
do
it.
anything. So remember to like us, comment. We post videos, like little snippets of these on Instagram and on TikTok. So you can comment.
Yeah.
You can like them. Make sure you subscribe to
Everything.
wherever you're listening to us, whatever podcast app you're listening to us on.
Yeah.
Make sure you're
YouTube,
subscribing,
Spotify.
like them. That's how we get more traffic. Is when you like our stuff, please.
please.
We're on YouTube.
Yeah, we're on YouTube.
I didn't mention that in the last episode.
That's right.
But we're on YouTube, and we have what's our wonderful
Patreon.
You're
gonna remember this one these days.
I will remember it someday.
I'm gonna make a little post-it and put it right here.
Patreon. We're on Patreon, and we have different tiered levels that you can support us. You can either support us by just being there and being lovely.
A free tier.
If you feel like throwing a couple ducats our way, we would not say no.
Quack, quack.
We would say thank you. And we have a community watch.
Yeah.
It's once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah.
Once
and
a
you
month.
get to vote. You can vote on what movie we watch.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah, it's very cool.
You get emails about our episodes. Like, how cool is that?
Yeah, it's very cool.
Oh, I forgot about that. When was that next View the Right Thing? Oh, look, I got an email. Awesome. It's great.
We need to record you just doing this and like a really clean. I mean, just put that out there constantly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do it. Listen to her. She's smart.
Love us. That's all we need.
Yeah, just looking for your love. All right. Well, that's it. So we'll see you next week for Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Have a great week, and until then, bon cinema.